Greetings Multiverse, and I'm here to talk to you about the big new DC Universe slate that James Gunn has just announced, and oh my word, it's incredible. This is my full reaction to it. This is the full slate this I'm talking about. Right now, I am more excited about the DC Universe than I was this morning or even for the last few months. Ever since it was announced that Henry Cavill was kicked out as Superman, my enthusiasm for DC just dropped dramatically. And it was pretty wavering before. For the whole of last year, my enthusiasm for DC was just dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. Now, I'm excited for DC again. I really want to get into DC again. There's so much DC stuff coming. I am genuinely excited. If even half of this stuff ends up actually on the screen, wow, we're going to be having a true Marvel competitor here. Let's just hope all this stuff comes out and is actually good, because I'm more excited about all these projects than I am about anything Marvel has on its slate. Let's get into the slate. Let's start off first. Creature Commandos. Perhaps a rather bizarre one. I have seen these guys pop up in various comics over the years, but never on screen. Basically, they were Monster Squad, a classic Universal Hollywood monsters. They're a bit like the Suicide Squad or Hellboy. They're a bit like the Justice League Dark. There's characters like the Frankenstein's monster. There's the Bride of Frankenstein, who apparently is going to be the main character. G.I. Robot, who's a robot soldier, not to be confused with Robot Man from the Doom Patrol. Dr. Phosphorus, Nina Mazursky, who's basically like Abe Sapien from Hellboy, and Rick Flag Sr., yeah, the dad of Rick Flag. And, yeah, last but not least, Weasel. Yeah, Weasel from the Suicide Squad is back, and this is going to be an animated TV project. This is the start of the new DCU under James Gunn, and Weasel is back in it, in the Creature Commandos. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a prequel to the Suicide Squad and the Weasel's appearance in that. James Gunn is apparently deeply involved in this. Who knows, but it still looks pretty fun. Just a big monster squad of classic monsters teaming up to go on Suicide Squad style missions. Heck, yes, you could have so much in there. You could bring in loads of Justice League Dark stuff in there. You bring the Justice League Dark. You could bring in the rest of the Justice League. This should be really cool. Should be really fun, certainly. This here is an official image from the show, and this is the only one of this entire slate that has an official image. And yeah, that's Weasel on the right there. Wow, his animated version. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. Okay, second up, Waller. Yes, Viola Davis, the only confirmed returning actor from all of this, is starring as Amanda Waller in a follow-up to Peacemaker Season 1, and will take place prior to Peacemaker Season 2. At the end of Peacemaker Season 1, spoiler alert, the Suicide Squad was basically outed by Amanda Waller's daughter. Presumably Amanda Waller is in a lot of deep shit right now. This will bring back some of the characters from Peacemaker and Suicide Squad presumably, but it'll be a TV show, perhaps on HBO Max, and I'm already excited. Amanda Waller, now possibly the longest running character in the DC universe, but as a project this is very exciting, and that will probably kick off either the beginning of 2025 or 2024, but the first movie on the slate, written by James Gunn, possibly directed by him, Superman Legacy. This is the one that I am personally really excited for. I'm desperate for a new Superman movie. I am really angry that it's not Henry Cavill. This is the only dark cloud over this entire project, this entire slate. Why isn't this Henry Cavill in this project? They still have yet to justify why not Cavill in this project. I'm still giving it a chance. There's still another Superman movie. That's what I want to see. July 11th, 2025. It's locked in. Very excited. Superman Legacy. It's the official big start of the DCU, just like Man of Steel was. It's not an origin story. It's about Superman, a younger Superman anyway, balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He is kindness in a world that thinks kindness is old-fashioned. Pretty cool. That's pretty classic Superman. And as long as it's just a classic Superman story and actually is good, I will accept it. It is still desperately annoying that this is not Henry Cavill in this. I really desperately wanted Cavill back as Superman for a proper Superman movie with him as proper Superman following the events of Justice League, but this is what we're getting. It should be good. It's still a Superman movie that we're getting within 2 years. and I'm excited already. So yes, excellent, excellent, excellent. After that, an HBO Max show, Lanterns, a Green Lantern show starring Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. The Greg Berlanti Green Lantern Corps show has apparently been canned, and this is what's in its place. It's going to be a sort of a true detective style thing, or at least a detective show set on Earth. It's not a cosmic thing, although they may go to other planets, who knows? They are cosmic cops after all. There will be other lanterns here, but whether or who else will have a major role, who knows? But this apparently will set up the big threat for this first chapter of the DC Universe, which they're calling Gods and Monsters, which makes me wonder if it is the new gods, specifically Darkseid. I really hope so. Gods and Monsters kind of sets that up. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. After that, a frankly bizarre one, The Authority, a new movie. I've got to say, Lanterns is an HBO Max TV series. The Authority, on the other hand, is a movie about a very different group of superheroes who don't think superheroes are necessary anymore. It's based on a comic by Warren Ellis and Brian Hitch as part of the Wildstorm label, and I must admit, this is one of the few things that I'm not actually familiar with. I know of The Authority, but I've never encountered them in anything, in any project I've read. I possibly have, but still at the same time, I've not read any of their comics, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. This is the real unknown out of this entire slate for me. I have no idea. I know that The Authority is supposed to be a really good comic, but I've never personally read it. I'm gonna probably pick it up just to check it out. Long overdue anyway. On to the one that I'm naturally not sure about, Paradise Lost, a Wonder Woman prequel series on HBO Max, set in Themyscira, all about the Amazons, and a sort of a civil war between them, or at least some sort of Game of Thrones style politicking drama between them. I'm gonna be honest, this is the one that has the most potential to go wrong for me, because I don't know how interesting Themyscira Paradise Island is without Wonder Woman or threats from outside of Themyscira. There is a certain amount that can be done. Is this really going to interest anyone? This is the project that I feel could fall apart the most easily, especially being an HBO Max series at a time when HBO Max might not even exist this year. Of course, they have to get a showrunner and cast people and get a story together. It's interesting sounding, but how will it fit towards everything in the rest of the DC universe? It's nice to say a Wonder Woman prequel show, but if Wonder Woman's not in it or involved in any way, and they're not building up to the arrival of Wonder Woman at all, this is set long before her birth, is it really that interesting? If they start bringing the gods in and making it a bit more of a sort of a battleground politically, and having mythological monsters in there, or the brother Amazons, or Hercules, or things like that, the ones that actually can create tension amongst the Amazon groups, then maybe, but still, this is one I'm not completely sure of. I'm not completely sold on, as much as I want to see an Amazon show. Now then, the big one, The Brave and the Bold, otherwise known as Batman and Robin 2. Based on the Grant Morrison run, this is the Batman of the DC universe, whether it be technically the Ben Affleck one, or whether it'll be a prequel to Batman v Superman with an earlier Batman, or whether they're just saying whatever that maybe didn't happen, or that's the future or something. But nevertheless, this is the Batman of, I keep on saying this is Batman in the DC universe with Damian Wayne Robin. Presumably Talia al Ghul, and maybe even Ra's al Ghul will appear, maybe the Court of Owls. But it's certainly going to be the introduction of the Bat family in live action. At long last, apart from, say, Batman and Robin, the Joel Schumacher film. We're probably going to get Nightwing for sure, hopefully Batgirl as well. Will it be Leslie Grace? Who knows? I'm very excited for this, and I think this will lead into a Nightwing movie, if I'm calling that right now. Batman movie. That's not the Batman 2, which we are getting, and I'll talk about that in a moment, because there's a couple of extras onto this list. After that, another live-action TV series on HBO Max. Booster Gold! Yes! Yes, yes, yes! I'm very excited about this. If they do this right, this could be amazing. I love Booster Gold. Booster Gold is such a very, very marketable live-action character. He's so fun. He's basically as fun as Shazam, but he's just imposter syndrome as a superhero. Guy who wants desperately to be a superhero, pretends to be one, but he got there entirely through deceit and lying and stealing loads of stuff. and then coming back from the future with a load of future tech and pretending to be a superhero. Oh yes, this should be a lot of fun if done right. This could be a big time-travelling nonsense film, TV series, and I'm totally down for it. Booster Gold, yes, yes, yes. Bring in Blue Beetle, of course, for the heck of it. Just go on. I'm excited for this one. Yes, Booster Gold. Yes! Then we have a Supergirl movie, but not quite the one we might have expected. This one is based on the Woman of Tomorrow run by Tom King, which I am yet to read, but it's supposed to be really, really good. I've got it sitting next to my bed upstairs. I'm probably going to be reading that tonight now that I know it's getting a movie adaptation. It's a slightly darker, more cynical Supergirl take, with a bit more of a jaded version of the character. So we don't know if this is going to be Sasha Calle. They're keeping the Flash as canon. Hopefully some things will come from that. So it'll be odd if they did a Supergirl project after that didn't have Sasha Calle as Supergirl. And apparently they are offering all the parts back to everyone who aren't Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. So should be it. Ezra Miller and Sasha Calle and Jason Momoa and Zachary Levi. So hopefully Sasha Calle's going to be Supergirl again. That'll be at least some consistency that I can get behind. Unless, of course, she's terrible in the movie. But I don't think that'll be the case. They wouldn't have chosen her if she was terrible. So I'm hoping they're going to carry on and just make her Supergirl in a Supergirl movie. But I really hope Superman will show up in it as well. But we're getting a Superman movie first. That's the important part. They're not just replacing Superman with Supergirl. Yes, I want a Supergirl movie as long as we get a Superman movie first, which we are. Absolutely. So yes, 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 yes. Next, a Swamp Thing horror movie. Yes. This is one of the biggest examples of why the DC universe is so much better than Marvel. Marvel struggles to do things that are a bit tonally different. All their stuff is getting very similar. I mean, you've got stuff like She-Hulk that's breaking the fourth wall, but then that kind of feels weird when you say it's part of the Marvel universe. But then you've got something like Swamp Thing, which is a full outright horror movie set in the DCU. Absolutely, yes, I'm down for that. This is a great addition. It's a slightly bizarre one where we still haven't got a true Wonder Woman project, but yeah, a Swamp Thing movie. Great, give Swamp Thing another chance and make it a proper horror. Great. I am down for this. I really am down for this. And this was kind of revealed after the fact, but apparently Aquaman 3 is also sort of confirmed. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is coming out later this year supposedly, will apparently set up this next run of the DCU. So it will be canon, and Jason Momoa will be back for an Aquaman 3 sometime in the future, probably within 3 years. So expect 2026, 2027 Aquaman 3 with Jason Momoa, and that'll be a trilogy. They've said pretty much this is going to be a trilogy. Most importantly, this slate is not everything. There's some notable things missing, most notably Wonder Woman 3, Peacemaker Season 2, anything Harley Quinn, and of course video games. Now I'm going to be doing video games in a separate video, but I'm excited to know more about that, but presumably more is going to be released later. Now on to the other part of this slate, which is the Elseworlds stuff. Most notably The Batman Part 2, which is the official title, officially labelled Elseworlds, and it's going to be in October 2025, after Superman Legacy. That'll be 3 years after The Batman, and it'll hopefully be as good as the first one, or preferably better. Who will be in it? Probably Hush. That's what I'm guessing anyway. And of course, we've got the Penguin coming first. I think they're nicknaming this the Batman Crime Saga or something like that, this little universe. By the way, it's Elseworlds. It's its own universe, and it's exciting for more The Batman. But that's coming in 2025. So in 2025, we're going to have a Superman movie and a Batman movie. Yes. Yes. I couldn't be happier about that. But before that, in 2024, we don't actually have that much. I don't know how many of these TV shows we're going to get. Waller is hopefully quite some distance along. It feels like it's quite far along. Creature Commandos is a spin-off from the Suicide Squad. Well, so is Waller, actually. And James Gunn was presumably working on both these things alongside Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. So hopefully these are both far enough along to appear in 2024. In terms of movies, the only one we know is coming out in 2024 is the other Elseworlds one, Joker Folie à Deux, or Joker 2, however you want to call it. Starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. And I'm excited for this. I don't necessarily feel that Joker needed a sequel, but nonetheless, I really like the film, and hopefully they'll do something good with it. But that is our only DC movie in 2024 before everything explodes in 2025. But we have one other bit of Elseworlds stuff, and that's Superman and Lois. And this is good news, absolutely is. Everyone thought this was going to be on the chopping block. There's going to be at least 1 or 2 more seasons of Superman and Lois, which will lead us pretty much right up to Superman Legacy. Hopefully we'll get at least 2 more seasons, and that will be great. That'll be 5 seasons of a great show. I'm already excited for that, so we're definitely getting more of that. Gotham Knights, no comment. The Gotham Knights TV show was a no comment, and I appreciate that because I think even they know it's awful. But yeah, that's all really exciting, honestly. There's a lot to unpack here. I'm obviously most excited about Superman Legacy, but also the Batman Part 2, The Brave and the Bold, which they're bravely not putting Batman in the title, Batman the Brave and the Bold. It's an odd title, but I think they're just trying to get away from the name Batman and Robin. Yeah, no real Wonder Woman project here other than Paradise Lost, which doesn't feature Wonder Woman, which is an Amazon's show rather than Wonder Woman. So we're expecting more. I'm expecting more Wonder Woman in this. Will the Wonder Woman game from Monolith be sort of wrapped into the DC universe and actually made it actually canon? I'd actually kind of like to see that if it was Gal Gadot coming in to voice the character and then get to play the character in a big open world game. That would be actually a clever move. Or mostly Superman Legacy, the video game. Stay tuned for my next video when I discuss the DC Universe Slate's video games. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. I'm certainly going to be checking out The Authority and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Swamp Thing horror movie. No, I'm excited about all of it. That's the most key thing about all this. I'm excited about all of this. I'm excited for the DC Universe. I'm sad that Henry Cavill had to be kicked out to do this. And Ben Affleck. Imagine Ben Affleck's Batman with Damian Wayne. We're finally getting the in-universe, in-canon Batman movie we want, and it's not going to be with Ben Affleck. We're finally getting another Superman-only project, and it's not Henry Cavill. That's really annoying. But at the same time, the fact that we are getting those projects is really exciting for me. As long as they're ultimately good, I will be a little bit salty about the lack of those 2 actors, but at the same time, I am excited. And they're not completely wiping the slate. We're almost doing not quite even a Flashpoint thing. I think this is New 52 to DC Rebirth. So a few things are getting changed and tweaked about and saying, no, it's always like this. But the universe ultimately is moving on. So we'll have to wait and see, especially with Wonder Woman. But I'm excited to see this. I'm excited to see where this is all going. I'm now excited about movies again in 2024, knowing that they're not all going to be swept away continuity-wise. The Flash is apparently looking really good. James Gunn called it one of the best superhero movies ever made. So I'm now excited again. I can get excited about DC projects again. Hooray! DC Comics Gamer lives! So I'll be carrying on doing this channel and won't be migrating to Sonic. But what do you guys think about this slate? Are you really excited? Are you excited as me? Are you just excited in general about DC? Did you never lose faith? Let me know in the comments below or on the Inside the Multiverse Discord server. That's the DC podcast I'm a part of, and you can be sure we're going to be talking about this on the next podcast. I've still got the previous one to go up. That'll go up this week, and then we'll talk about the big DC slate. And check out other videos on DC Comics Gamer, as well as liking, sharing, subscribing. That all really helps me out. But be sure I'll be having plenty of videos on this DC slate, particularly video games coming next. And check out my previous videos, including my most recent, which is on the next Lego game, which may be DC. Maybe. You have to check the video out, won't you? But for now, thanks for watching, everyone. This is a grand day for DC. This is a big, exciting time to be a DC fan. At last, we can suck those Marvel people in the face and say, oi, you, DC's better again. Cope. And I'm excited to do that to the next Marvel fan I see. Thanks for watching, folks, and DC Comics Gamer, out.